For the longest time, mini PCs were just, well, basic boxes, weren't they? Good for maybe digital signs or tucking away for simple tasks. Definitely not your main machine for serious work.
Oh, absolutely. They were utility players. But wow, that landscape has shifted
Yeah,
dramatically.
it really has.
Yeah,
It's like a whole engineering shift, isn't it?
completely. We're seeing genuine desktop level power being squeezed into these tiny little cases, things you can literally hold in your
It
hand.
feels like the era of compromise for small computers might actually be ending.
I think you're right. Which brings us nicely to today's topic.
Okay, let's dig into that. Today, we're doing a deep dive on one specific machine that our source material is calling a compact powerhouse. It's the GEEKOM A9 Max mini PC.
Mm-hmm.
And our mission really is to figure out how they pulled it off, how GEEKOM packed what sounds like serious high-end performance, the kind creatives or even gamers need, into something so small. We need to understand that based on the reviews.
Yeah, and we're leaning on a pretty detailed review here. It looks beyond just the spec sheet, focusing more on the actual experience of using it.
Right, what it feels like to use day to day.
Exactly. It sort of maps out what desktop class really means in these new tiny PCs.
So if we're talking next-gen power in a small box, we have to start with the engine, right? You don't get this kind of leap without some seriously impressive silicon inside. What's the core component making this possible?
Straight away, the thing that jumps out and it really drives the whole story is the processor. It's running AMD's latest Ryzen AI 9 HX370.
Okay, Ryzen AI 9 HX370.
And the review makes a really important point here. This isn't just some standard mobile chip they dropped in. No, this is designed from the ground up as an AI enhanced, well, beast, frankly. It's meant for heavy lifting.
AI enhanced beast. I like that, but AI computing power can sometimes sound a bit vague, like marketing speak. Is there a solid metric here? Does it actually mean something tangible for the user?
That's totally fair. But yes, it's very measurable. The key number the review pulls out is up to 80 TOPS.
80 TOPS. Okay, break that down. Trillions of operations per second.
That's it, trillions. And it's a huge amount of dedicated AI processing power. It's less like a feature and more like having a specialized coprocessor baked right into the chip.
So this 80 TOPS Copilot, what's it actually doing for me if I'm using this machine? How does it feel different?
It means real noticeable speed boosts in modern software. So if you're a content creator, you're looking at way faster video encoding and rendering times, especially with formats that use AI acceleration.
Ah, okay. So tangible time savings.
Definitely. And if you're just a heavy multitasker, 50 browser tabs, big spreadsheets, maybe Photoshop, open the system just stays incredibly smooth, no lag.
Right.
And it really shines with those real-time AI things we're seeing more of, like instant background removal in video calls or better voice clarity, upscaling video. The processor handles that on its dedicated neural bits, freeing up the main CPU cores.
Makes sense. And you can't have an engine like that starved for fuel. What about the supporting cast? Memory, storage, are they up to scratch?
Oh yeah, they didn't skimp. The configuration they looked at has 32 gigs of fast DDR5 RAM and a really roomy 2 TB NVMe SSD.
DDR5, so that's the faster stuff.
Exactly. And that speed is critical. It feeds data to that Ryzen chip super fast, so there's no bottleneck. Whether you're doing simple stuff or really complex tasks, Windows 11 Pro boots in like seconds. The whole experience feels incredibly snappy because everything's matched well.
Okay, so the foundation is solid. Everyday tasks are obviously going to fly. But the real test, where mini PCs usually hit a wall, is that heavy creative work. And maybe, just maybe, gaming.
That's where you really see the difference. For professional creative stuff, the review mentions seamless 4K video editing, color grading, running multiple demanding apps at once. It just handles it. No stuttering, no overheating warnings.
That's what they mean by desktop-grade power in this tiny thing.
Precisely. It delivers.
Okay, but I have to push back a bit on the gaming. Seriously. A tiny box with integrated graphics running modern games. That feels like a big claim.
I get the skepticism. Historically, integrated graphics were, well, not for serious gaming. But this uses AMD's RDNA 3 architecture for the integrated graphics.
RDNA 3. Okay, that's the same tech in their dedicated cards, right? Just integrated here.
Essentially, yes. And it's surprisingly potent. The source actually mentions playing modern, demanding games. Think Cyberpunk, 2077, Call of Duty, Warzone, and getting respectably well performance.
Respectably well? Doing what, though? Like 1080p? Low settings?
Yeah, typically 1080p. You might need to tweak settings down from ultra to, say, high or medium, depending on the title, but it's playable. It works.
Huh. Okay. So it really is versatile then, a work machine that can actually handle some decent gaming after hours?
Right, and the fact that it can run those complex 3D environments shows the raw graphics power, which is just as beneficial for creative apps, too.
And this all runs on Windows 11 Pro out of the box. Does the OS take specific advantage of that Ryzen AI chip? Is there synergy there?
There definitely seems to be. The review noted it feels very integrated, very modern. Windows 11 itself has AI features built in now, better search, some background optimizations.
Right, like Copilot and things.
Exactly. And those features can talk directly to that 80 TOPS of acceleration on the chip. So the hardware and software are really working together. You get peak efficiency, often without even noticing the AI working behind the scenes to smooth things out.
Okay, that covers the internal power.
Yeah.
Let's talk about getting stuff in and out. Connectivity.
Ooh.
This is often the Achilles heel of tiny PCs. You end up living the dongle life.
But DCOM seems to have gone the other way entirely. They clearly targeted power users because this thing is absolutely loaded with ports. It's designed to be a proper hub.
What are we talking about specifically?
Well, first off, not one, but dual USB 4 ports. That's huge for fast external storage or docks. Then you've got multiple USB-A ports, HDMI outputs, even DisplayPort over the USB-C. It's comprehensive.
Dual USB 4 is definitely future-proofing. But for multitaskers, the key isn't just the number of ports, it's how many displays you can drive, right?
Absolutely. And this is where it gets really impressive for the size. The A9 Max can drive up to 4 separate 4K displays, all running at 120 Hz.
4K at 120 Hz from this little box.
Yep. Think about that. A device you could hide in a drawer running a massive, high-res, high-refresh rate multi-monitor setup. That's usually territory for big desktop towers with beefy graphics cards.
That is genuinely wild. That alone makes it a serious contender for creative pros or traders.
It's a massive amount of flexibility, and the networking keeps pace, too. You've got Wi-Fi 7 and Bluetooth 5.4, so that the wireless side is top tier and stable.
But there's one wired feature that really signals who this machine is aimed at, isn't there? The dual networking ports.
Yes, the dual 2.5G LAN ports. That's not something you throw in casually.
Right. What's the use case there?
Well, if you have a home server or a NAS network-attached storage, you could dedicate one port for super fast file transfers to that and use the other for your main internet. Or maybe you just want rock-solid wired redundancy. It's a power user feature, plain and simple. A nod to the pro workstation crowd.
Okay, so we have this incredible density of power. Ryzen AI 9, DDR5, RDNA 3 graphics, tons of I/O, all crammed into this small, sleek, matte black box. Physics tells us that should generate a lot of heat, and heat means fan noise. How do they solve that? That's the mini PC curse.
It really is. And honestly, this is where the engineering seems almost like magic. The review doesn't detail the exact cooling solution, but it must be pretty advanced. Maybe vapor chambers like high-end laptops use?
Whatever they did, what's the result? Is it a tiny vacuum cleaner when you push it?
Apparently not. The review stresses that the A9 Max stays impressively cool and quiet. Even under heavy load, like rendering or long gaming sessions, the fan noise is minimal.
That's crucial. You don't want a jet engine on your desk,
Yeah.
especially for professional work.
Exactly. It needs to be powerful and pleasant to be around for hours. That quiet operation really adds to the whole premium professional feel.
All right, let's bring it home. We've talked power, performance, connectivity, design, now the value proposition. Because packing all this cutting-edge stuff, it inevitably leads to the one downside the review mentions. Price. It's not going to be cheap, is it?
No, that's the trade-off with being on the absolute bleeding edge. This kind of next-gen hardware, especially that Ryzen AI 9 chip right at launch, carries a premium.
But how does the value stack up when you consider everything?
Well, the source argues that even with the higher price tag, when you look at the total package, the 80 TOPS AI engine, Wi-Fi 7, dual USB 4, 32 gigs of DDR5, the sheer performance, it actually represents excellent value.
Compared to what, though? Building your own?
Yeah, compared to building or buying a traditional desktop tower with truly equivalent specs, especially one with that level of integrated AI acceleration, the A9 Max delivers that power in a much smaller, more convenient, arguably more elegant package. You lose nothing in performance but gain massively in space and portability.
So the final verdict from the review, is it the real deal?
It seems so. The GEEKOM A9 Max lives up to the mini powerhouse label. It's a great fit for gamers who want versatility, digital artists, really anyone needing a compact but incredibly capable workstation today.
And the AI part gives it legs for the future.
That's the kicker. That Ryzen AI processing isn't just for now, it gives it a distinct advantage as more software starts leveraging AI acceleration down the line. It feels like a genuinely future-proof investment, not just a powerful box for 2025.
Okay, a powerful summary. So boil them down. The three big takeaways for you listening. First, that core 80 TOPS of AI power is transformative for demanding workflows.
Second, it's a true professional workhorse, capable of driving four 4K displays at 120 Hz simultaneously. That's huge.
And third, somehow they've engineered it to deliver all this power while staying remarkably cool and quiet, backed up by absolutely top-tier connectivity like dual USB 4 and Wi-Fi 7.
Which really leaves us with a fascinating question to ponder, doesn't it?
Yeah.
If you can now get genuine desktop performance enough to power multiple high-res monitors and handle complex AI in a device that literally fits in the palm of your hand, what does that really mean for the future of that big, bulky desktop tower sitting under or maybe on top of your desk? Is its dominance starting to fade?
Definitely something to think about. Maybe time to reclaim some desk space. Thanks for diving deep with us today. We'll catch you on the next one.